live. And the stream looks good. Check with people in the booth. Is there a national anthem singer? If so, who is it? What's the other thing I usually have you check up there? Is there anything special for tonight's game? Yeah. Bland. Brian Blond. B-L-A-U-N. Blond? No. B-L-A-M-C-H? Yeah.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2 present Viking preview with a look at today's Colfax Viking football game. And now, Viking preview.
Good evening and welcome to Viking Preview. Rick Olson here in the NLWN 2 studio, and we're getting ready to bring you Colfax Viking football. Tonight, the 1-3 Vikings, who are 0-2 in the Dun St. Croix Conference, are getting ready to take on the 2-2 Turtle Lake Lakers, who are 1-1 in the Dun St. Croix. The Vikings are looking to get back to the winning form that they showed at the beginning of the season, following their 45-6 defeat at the hands of the Spring Valley Cardinals last Friday. Meanwhile, the Lakers are looking to bounce back following their 44-6 loss to the Boyceville Bulldogs also last Friday. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Preview, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Colfax Vikings and the Turtle Lake Lakers. Then we'll get Coach Joe Berettick's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Then we'll send it out to Turtle Lake High School, where our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game between the Turtle Lake Lakers and the Colfax Vikings. All that coming up right after this timeout as you're tuned to Viking Preview on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Welcome back to Viking Preview. Tonight, the Vikings will try to return to form following their loss last week to the Spring Valley Cardinals by taking on the 2-2 Turtle Lake Lakers. Now, in that game against Spring Valley, the Viking defense kept them in the game in the first half, in fact, controlled the action in the first quarter. They demonstrated swarming to the ball and gang tackling.
And to give up the middle and met by a wall of Vikings was Diego Schmidt, and he got nothing that time. In fact, he lost about 3 yards back to the, well, make it 2 yards, back to the 44-yard line. Pitch this time to Stashik going around the right side, and he's met at the line of scrimmage and taken down there. In fact, it's going to be a loss of a yard.
They also forced a fumble to end a potential scoring drive around halfway through the first quarter.
Schmidt with the ball, takes it off the left side and gets taken out. We have a fumble, and Vikings have recovered. At about the 6-yard line, the Vikings forced the turnover and put a stop to the Spring Valley drive.
Now, leading the way on the defense was Colton Hoffman, who seemed to be in or around nearly every big defensive play.
They put a man in motion, they give it to Schmidt, and he gets taken down right at the original line of scrimmage. He's going to get about a yard, so he's going to get that yard back, and it's going to be 3rd down 10.
Senior number 11, Colton Hoffman on the tackle.
Offensively, the Vikings had sparks, but just couldn't sustain drives until late in the game when Zach Hedela hit Peyton Hover on a 15-yard touchdown pass to get the Vikings on the board.
They're going to pass.
And the toss towards the corner of the end zone. Caught in the end zone for a Viking touchdown by Peyton Hover.
Last Friday, the Turtle Lake Lakers dropped a 44-6 loss to the Boyceville Bulldogs. In that loss to Boyceville, leading the way for the Lakers was quarterback Walker Koresh, who accounted for 128 total yards with 24 on the ground and 104 in the air. His favorite target was Brandon Wagner, who caught 4 passes for 61 yards. So far this season, the Lakers are led on the ground by Koresh, who has 491 yards on 78 carries for an average of over 6 yards per carry and 6 touchdowns. In the air, Koresh has completed 31 of 49 attempts for 299 yards with 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions for a quarterback rating of 82. Defensively, the Lakers are led by Vincent Stoll, who has 28 total tackles, including a fumble recovery for a touchdown. He's followed by Koresh, who has 25 total tackles, including 3 interceptions, 2 of which were of the pick-6 variety. Thus far this season, the Vikings are being led on the ground by Drew Beekner with 244 yards on 53 carries for an average of over 4.5 yards per carry. Through the air, Zach Hedela is 3 for 7 for 80 yards and a touchdown with 2 interceptions for a quarterback rating of 85. Defensively, leading the way for the Vikings is Cade Anderson with 27 total tackles, including 8 tackles for loss, a sack, and 2 fumble recoveries. He's followed by Orion Nichols and Colton Hoffman, who have 20 and 17 total tackles respectively. Hoffman also has 2 tackles for loss and 2 fumble recoveries. Now, coming up next, I caught up with Coach Joe Baranek at practice a little earlier this week, and we'll get his perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Then Dan and I will bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game from Turtle Lake, Wisconsin. All that coming up right after this timeout as you're tuned to Viking Preview on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
My dad was a farmer. The guy was bigger than life. He wasn't someone that liked to show his emotion or liked to show when he was struggling, but we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. It's something that brings me so much joy, and I want them to see me working through things. Allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle, that even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
Time now for Coach's Corner, with a look at today's Viking football game from the coach's point of view. Now, Coach's Corner.
And again, we're here talking with Viking head coach Joe Baranek. And Coach, this week the Vikings will take on the Turtle Lake Lakers in a Dun St. Croix matchup. But first, let's look back at last week's game with the Spring Valley Cardinals, where the Vikings were defeated 45-6. Your comments about that game?
Yeah, I definitely went up against probably the standard in our conference. Really well coached football team and kind of all facets of the football game. So, we had a tough time getting anything going offensively. Defensively was pretty stout for about the first quarter and a half, and I think we started to kind of peter out energy-wise. So, come back to the drawing board, get better this week.
Yeah, in fact, you just alluded to it. First quarter of that game, the Vikings looked really strong with some pretty big plays right at the line of scrimmage. Your comments about the defensive play in general?
Yeah, I was overall pretty happy with the first quarter and a half or so, and wheels came off pretty quickly. So, we're able to make our reads and go to our responsibilities pretty reliably, but that's kind of their game is to kind of do it over and over again. Eventually he'll make a mistake. So they capitalized on some of our errors and couldn't give them credit for that.
Now, it appeared as though the Vikings had the momentum in that game until all of a sudden they gave up a safety and then a touchdown on the ensuing free kick, and bingo, you're down 9-0. It almost looked like the players felt, well, here we go again. What can be done to change that?
It's just learning some perseverance. I mean, that's kind of what we've been struggling with for a long time since I've been here, is just kind of overcoming some of those big hurdles that come up in a football game. And momentum's going to swing. You're going to have big plays on both sides. It's willing to learn to overcome those and realize that there's still a lot of ball game left to be played. So just kind of harping on that this week and putting them in some adverse situations in practice, so we're good to go for Friday night.
Now tonight the Vikings take on the 2-2 Turtle Lake Lakers, who are 1-1 in the Dun St. Croix. And the Lakers are coming off a 44-6 loss to the Boyceville Bulldogs. What can you tell us about the Lakers?
They like to spread it around on offense, and defensively they're pretty stout up front as well. Run into a good Boyceville team this past week, so looking to exploit some of the things that Boyceville is able to do and kind of take their defense apart just a little bit. So getting ready to go for kind of a spread offense this week, and defensively and offensively looking to get back to our game.
Now, the Lakers are led by Walker Korish, who's leading the team in both rushing and passing with 790 total yards. So what adjustments need to be made to keep him in check?
Just try to keep him kind of contained in the pocket, and he's a good runner, like you kind of mentioned there. So I wanted to keep him in the pocket and have somebody kind of on him every single play, and certainly get him off kind of balance, I think, early in the game. I think that would kind of be beneficial for us.
Now, so far this season, defensively, the Lakers have given up nearly 1,000 yards on the ground. Now, this would seem to play right into the Vikings' hands. Your thoughts about that?
Definitely emphasize the run game around here, and hopefully we're able to exploit some of the things they do. They like to, I think, hitting up the middle, I think, will be a good thing for us this week, and getting their eyeballs moving on the second level as well. A little bit of misdirection. So looking to work that in the game plan this week and hopefully pull down on Friday night.
Now, if we turn the Wayback Machine back to last season, the Lakers and the Vikings battled to a final second game decision, with the Lakers scoring a touchdown and extra point with 13 seconds left to defeat the Vikings 33-32. What kind of motivation is that for the Vikings?
Absolutely going to be mentioned all week in practice. That was one that got away from us last year, and something that could have jump-started kind of the back end of our season. So kind of emphasizing that this week, that there's a lot of ball to be played yet, and there's a lot of good things out in front of us. So if we can get things jump-started this week, it'd be a good opportunity to get a little revenge and get things going on the right track again.
Any updates on the injury front?
Hopefully getting number 2 back for us, and Theo Hovde, hopefully this week. I think he's progressing and trending in the right direction. Coming out of Friday night, I think we got some dings, some bruises, but nothing major. It's all about pain management right now. So we're at that point in the season. We're trying to start taking care of yourself a little bit more, and then kind of backing off those guys that need a little extra time to do that.
Well, thank you, Coach Baranek, for joining us on Coach's Corner. Good luck in tonight's game. And coming up, we have more of Viking Preview.
You have been tuned to Coach's Corner with a look at today's Colfax Viking game from the coach's point of view. Stay tuned. More Viking Preview is coming right up.
Welcome back to Viking Preview. Tonight we have the Vikings taking on the Turtle Lake Lakers in a Dunn St. Croix Conference matchup. So let's take a quick look around the Dunn St. Croix Conference to see where things stand. Last Friday, in addition to the Vikings being defeated by the Spring Valley Cardinals 45-6 and the Lakers losing to Boyceville 44-6, we find the Cadott Hornets dropping a game to the Elmwood Plum City Wolves 44-8, while the Glenwood City Hilltoppers topped the Clear Lake Warriors 26-19. That leaves the conference standings as follows. The Boyceville Bulldogs and the Spring Valley Cardinals find themselves tied for first place with 2-0 records. In a four-way tie for third place at 1-1 and one game behind the leaders are the Clear Lake Warriors, the Elmwood Plum City Wolves, the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, and the Turtle Lake Lakers. At 2 games out and tied for 7th with records of 0-2 are the Cadott Hornets and the Colfax Vikings. Now tonight, the Vikings look to put forth a more complete effort than last week and find a way for the defense to keep the energy up for all 4 quarters. Now these two teams met last fall on September 23rd when the Lakers scored with only 13 seconds remaining to pull out a 33-32 victory over the Vikings, and the Vikings would sure like to return the favor tonight. So it all adds up to some exciting high school football action right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2. Now in just a few moments we'll send it out to our broadcast crew at Turtle Lake High School, and we'll have all the play-by-play action for you coming up next. Now, you've been tuned to Viking Preview on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
You have been tuned to Viking Preview on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking Football.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not. Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's
Take
Technology
the volume
Services
down
keep
on
you
that.
from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed real-time malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcast Network.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2 along with Colfax High School now bring you Colfax Viking Football. Follow the Vikings all season long as they battle their way through the Gun St. Croix Conference. Now it's out to the stadium for Colfax Viking Football.
Good evening and welcome to Turtle Lake High School Saputo Field, where tonight the Colfax Vikings are going to take on the Turtle Lake Lakers in Military Appreciation Night. And we're getting fairly close to the national anthem and starting lineups from the public address system. And
good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turtle Lake for tonight.
And so now we're going to turn it over to the public address announcer for their announcements.
The Wisconsin Army National Guard as they participate tonight in our matchup between the Colfax Vikings and your Turtle Lake Lakers. For those who can stand, we ask that you stand on your feet as the American Legion of Turtle Lake brings the presentation of colors to midfield. American, those defending our freedom, we ask you to remove your hats and place your hand over your heart for the singing of the national anthem. Our normal singer has a bit of a cold, but since it is military night, the song must be sung, so I'm going to do an audible, and if you will endure it, let me sing the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That was Mr. Jason Buck. And a little bit of fireworks going off following the national anthem. I think that surprised some of the Colfax players over in the end zone there. Okay, Dan, why don't you let us know who's going to play in tonight's game?
Thought it was opening a gun deer season. Yeah, here's the starters for Turtle Lake Lakers. They're going to go with number three, Isaiah Buck. Number 5, Walker Korish. Number 8, Braden Wagner. Number 9, Brady Job. Number 11, Lane Haig. Number 12, Braden Wright. Number 59, Joey Moles. Number 50, Cam Davis. Number 53, Brady Peterson. Number 55, Justin Rose. Number 57, Ryan Sherlis. And number 74, Dawson Norquist. The starters for the Colfax Vikings will be number 1, Austin Peterson. Number 2, Theo Hubby. Number 3, Eli Ralph. Number 6, Drew Beekner. Number 9, Zach Hila. Number 11, Colton Hoffman. Number 53, Grant Paulus. Number 54, Drake Knudsen. Number 66, Cameron Molina. Number 70, Christian Ebert. And number 72, Grant Cook.
And so that's the starting lineups. The officials for tonight's game. The referee is Jeff Blanche. Ryan Blon is the umpire. TJ Heavey is the line judge. Tom Heavey is the field judge. And Lance Curtin is the back judge. Colfax Vikings won the toss and deferred their choice to the second half. And they will be kicking from right to left. And the clock says 12 minutes, so we're about ready to go, waiting for the Lakers to get out on the field. Heading back deep for the Lakers is Brady Job, along with Lane Haig. Teeing the ball up for the Vikings is Cameron Molina. We saw him kick off last week.
Yeah, and he booted it.
Set to kick off for the Vikings is Cameron Molina.
Cameron is the guy that when we ask pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies, he says all of them. And here's the kick. It's a pop-up. Comes down at about the 30-yard line. They get it out across the 35 to the 40-yard line. And on the return is Brody Tarman.
Grant Cook on the tackle for Colfax.
So the Lakers start with the ball on their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Vikings have the feel that they may match up better against Turtle Lake than they have the last couple weeks. And that would be nice to see.
Yeah, Turtle Lake, they had 170 yards rushing, but they gave up 249.
Rolling out, looking downfield, and the ball comes up a little bit short. It was intended for Lane Haig. Walker Korish at quarterback. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. Alex Brendan Mall comes into the lineup. And he splits out wide to the right. Haig is in the slot. Korish in the pistol. Takes a snap. Rides it. Pitches. Coming to the near side. And met before he got to the line of scrimmage. On the carry was Brady Job. And he lost about 2.
Yeah, slow developing play there for Turtle Lake.
Third down 12. Slot receivers going out to the left side this time. Korish rolling to his left, looks downfield. He's got his receiver and taken down at about the 41-yard line of the Vikings. Pass complete to Lane Haig. They're going to mark it at the Viking 42-yard line.
Colfax playing zone. You found the little hole in the zone.
Wait a minute, we have a penalty marker on the play. This one's coming back. I didn't see that flag come in, but that looks like a hold. And that's what it was. That's going to make it third down and 22. Korish rolling to his right, looking downfield, and he's going to keep it. He's across the 40, 45, and dive forward to the 50-yard line, and I think he's got the first down.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him. Probably.
He did a dive to get that ball past the marker. It looked like the Vikings had him cornered. And the other Mike, Dan.
Yeah, we're backwards up here tonight.
We are. Korish gives it off tackle, and he stumbles forward across the 40 down to about the 35-yard line. Ball was carried by Brendan Wright. And they're putting it right at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for Turtle Lake.
Tackled by number 6, Drew Beekner.
Coming up on 10:30 to go in the first quarter. Initial drive of the game. Slot receiver split out wide to the left. Quick toss out there. They've got the receiver, and he has it down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Haig is the receiver.
Shoestring tackle by Matt Dockel.
Looks like they're going to put it about the 29-yard line. Second down. About 4 yards to go. They give it up the off tackle this time. And Brendan Mule on the carry.
Yeah, that'll move the chains.
Check that was right. That was a 12, not a 2. Brendan Mule comes into the game. 1st and 10 at the 20. Korish in the pistol. Slot receiver on the near side. He rides, gives it to Wright again, gets it down to the 15, and they're going to mark it right on the 15-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. So Brendan Mule and Isaiah Buck are running the plays in for the Lakers. Haig and Buck are split out wide to the left. They give it to Job, Coming around to the left side and into the end zone for a Turtle Lake touchdown. So with 8:37 to go in the first quarter, it's Turtle Lake 6 and the Vikings nothing.
Yeah, got all his blockers out in front of him and just followed his way in.
And the Viking linebackers flowed with Korish, who went to the right, gave it off to Job, coming back around to the left, and he took it into the end zone. Buck to attempt the extra point. Out of the hole to Korish. The snap, the place, the kick, gets up. And it's no good. It was wide to the right. So with 8:37 to go in the first quarter, the score remains Turtle Lake Lakers 6 and the Vikings nothing. And you're tuned to Viking Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Looking for a team approach to managing your finances? With over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Dairy State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Back here at Saputo Field in Turtle Lake, as the Turtle Lake Lakers have just opened up the scoring with a touchdown run by Brady Job. And the kick, it's going to come down to Hovde. He's out across the 20, skips one person, keeps scooting to the outside, and works his way out beyond the 30. It's good to see Hovde back in action tonight.
Yeah, first time back since game 1, I do believe, of the season.
That's correct, I believe. Vikings at the line. And a give straight up the middle. That's Beekner on the carry. He gets it out to the 35-yard line. That's going to be gain of 4, second down 6. Eli Ralph splitting wide to the near side. And they give up the middle again to Beekner. He gets it across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. It's going to bring up third down 5. Peterson on the wing to the near side. Hovde in motion. Now he cuts back the other way and gets back down where he started from. Hedela drops back. He's going to air it. He's got a receiver, and he's got it caught. This is Hovde, and he's going for a touchdown. 64-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah.
From Hedela to Hovde.
Yeah, great pass. Everybody sucked up in that zone. And that left Hovde open on the back end.
So that ties the game at 6 apiece. Beekner to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Hovde. High snap, but the ball's placed down and it's good. So the Vikings take a lead, 7-6 with 7:03 remaining in the first quarter on Viking Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
My character Shazam knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous. There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Back here at Turtle Lake as the Vikings have taken a 7-6 lead over the Turtle Lake Lakers on a 64-yard touchdown pass from Zach Hedela to Theo Hovde. Cameron Molina to kick it off for the Vikings. He kicks it a little deeper this time, taken by Haig. Haig coming around to the right side. Now he's going to turn it up the middle, and he's got an open lane, and he's not going to be caught. Well, maybe he is. And finally taken down at about the 25-yard line.
There by number 62, Zach Learmo.
And Zach Learmo showed a lot of stick-to-itiveness there to just keep up and make the play. He had a good angle. They're going to mark it at the 27-yard line. Lakers at the line of scrimmage, and we have a timeout being called by the Lakers. So with 6:48 to go in the first quarter, it's Vikings 7, Lakers 6 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Bruce Buckley is just what the doctor ordered. In fact, he is the doctor, and he's ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
Colfax High School football action is coming your way on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2. Coming up on Friday, September 22nd, the Colfax Vikings will host the Elmwood Plum City Wolves from Colfax High School. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking Preview. That's live Colfax Viking Football on Friday, September 22nd, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Lakers at the line of scrimmage. Korish rolls out to his left. He's got Haig, and Haig dropped it. Right at the 15-yard line. He's going to bring up second down 10.
Oh, man, he had it, too.
He had it right in his hands, and he was using the right technique. He just didn't hang on. I think he was thinking about turning and heading upfield with it before he actually secured the ball.
Yeah. Probably just a quick glance upfield.
So Lakers come up to the line. Brendan Mule is out wide to the right side. Korish keeps it himself, looks to pitch, nobody there, and gets taken down for a loss of about a yard.
Grant Paulus on the tackle for Colfax.
Third down and 11.
Probably should have pitched it.
Yeah, except the pitch guy wasn't there. It would have been rolling back here about the 50-yard line. Then who knows who's going to get it. Korish looking downfield. He's got his receiver this time. It's Brendan Wagner, and he has it down around the 18-yard line. It's going to be a little bit shy of the first down. In fact, I think they're going to mark it on the 19. So it's 4th and a long 2, short 3. Big play here for the Vikings. Korish gives it off this time, and he's got enough for the first down.
Freshman Zach Lerma on the tackle.
Vincent Stoll on the carry. Sophomore running back takes it down to the 15, 1st and 10. Again, they send receivers out to the left side. Korish looking out, throws out to the left flat, and that's incomplete. Intended for Hagen. He tried to cradle it, but it bounced off the ground.
Pretty well covered there by number 10, Ryan Nichols.
Yeah, he had to go down to his knees anyway to try to catch it. He was not going to gain any yards on that play. In fact, he's probably lucky he dropped the ball because that would have been a loss of yards.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Just under 6 minutes to go. Korish rides the receiver, keeps it himself, and gets met and taken down just inside the 15 at about the 14-yard line. Gain of 2.
Eli Ralph and Austin Peterson on the tackle.
Or make that a gain of 1. 3rd and 9. Lakers at the line. Slot and wide on the left. Korish rolls to his right, looking downfield. He throws it towards the end zone. It almost intercepted. Incomplete, out of bounds. Drew Beekner got his hands on it, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah, well covered by the Vikings.
4th down and 9 at the 14. This time, Job is lined up in the slot on the left. Korish drops back, looks over to the left. He throws it to Job. It's incomplete, and the ball goes over on down to the Vikings.
Yeah, good job, number 3, Eli Ralph, to get his hand in there and knock that away.
So the Vikings will take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. We're here at Turtle Lake High School. Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow. Ben Ryder is on the camera tonight. Vikings come up to the line. Hedela ducks in under center. And they give up the middle.
Not much there. Number 6.
And that was Beekner. He got a couple. He's out across the 15 to about the 17-yard line. So it's going to be a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. They put Hovde in motion, pitch it to him, coming around the near side, and he get long flying in flag. Hovde got knocked down at about the 25. See what the penalty is, because
it was late.
Right at the very end of the play. Oh, it's a holding call against the Vikings. And so they're going to move it back
What about the...
About the 8?
8 or 9, yeah.
Second and long. About 16 to go. And we have a penalty marker flying and a false start on the Vikings. So that's going to make it 2nd and 21. From at about the 4-yard line.
I'd take that shot again down the field.
Actually, from where that ball is spotted, it's 2nd down 20. That was a half the distance to the goal, not a 5-yard penalty. Peterson in motion, giving it straight up the middle. Hedela kept it himself, and he gained about 2 yards. Got it out to about the 6. 3rd down 18. Well, they're going to put it right on the 5. Just the nose of the ball beyond the 5-yard line. Just under 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 3rd and long. Hedela under center. Takes it around the outside, pitches it off to Peterson, and Peterson gets wrapped up right away, and he's going to lose some yards on the play. Yeah, you almost got back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down and we'll say 20. Colton Hoffman back in punt formation. Job and looks like Hager deep to receive for the Lakers. High snap. Hoffman comes down. Well, he got hit, and we're going to get a roughing the kicker call against Turtle Lake. And the ball rolls dead at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, but
now we'll see which one this is going to be. Personal foul. That's going to be an automatic first down for the Vikings. 15 yards and an automatic first down.
Yeah, Ryan Shortness, number 57, he was there. He just hit him.
He went up in the air to try to block it and missed the ball. It came down right into Hoffman and knocked Hoffman right on his keister. And there was no flop involved in that one. That was he got knocked out.
The Vikings will get a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, big break for Colfax.
Not only did they keep the ball, but they get out of the shadow of the goalpost. Ball just outside the 20-yard line. Hedela looking out in the flat, throws it over the middle. It's incomplete, intended for Ralph. He fired a little harder than Ralph was expecting, I think.
Yeah, and top was number 9, Zach Hedela, wide open.
So, 2nd down 10. Eli Ralph on the near side. And the pitch to the outside to Hovde coming around the near side. Gets taken down at the 20.
Yeah, good pursuit by number 5, Walker Korish for Turtle Lake.
Bring up 3rd and long.
No gain on the play. 3rd down and 10. And they're coming up to the line of scrimmage. Hedela drops back, looking downfield, fires it deep, and it's overthrown. He intended it for Hoffman.
The pass intended for Colton Hoffman is no good. Bring up fourth down.
That could throw it just a little bit too far.
So it brings up fourth down 10. So Hoffman will try to punt it again. Somehow I got a funny feeling lightning isn't going to strike twice here. Hoffman gets the snap, gets the kick away. Nice end over end kick coming down at the 46-yard line. Crossing the 50 to the 45 of the Vikings is Brady Job. And he gets taken down right at the 45-yard line. First down.
Grant Paulus and Drew Beekner on the tackle.
Minute 12 to go in the first quarter. Vikings on top, 7-6. Korish rides him, gives it up the middle, breaks one tackle, gets down to the 40-yard line. That's Brandon Wright.
Yards. 6-yard carry.
And they're going to mark it at the 39-yard line. Gain of 6, second down 4. Korish keeps it himself this time, gets it across the 40 and down to the 35 and close to the 30-yard line. It's going to be a first down for Turtle Lake.
Yeah, Korish just kept dragging Viking players down the field, another 10 yards.
Well, there's a reason he's the leading running back for Turtle Lake. They mark it on the 31, first and 10. Korish, little play action fake, looking downfield, throws it down and out of bounds.
Korish's pass is incomplete.
More or less intended for Brendan Mule, but that was more throw to live another day.
Yeah, good coverage by Colfax.
One more play in the first quarter. Korish brings the Lakers up to the line. Korish keeps it himself, gets turned the corner and taken out right at about the 21-yard line.
Korish with Gary. That is the end of the first quarter.
And we'll see where they spot it and what the down and distance are after we switch ends of the field, because that's the end of the first quarter with the score Vikings 7, Lakers 6, and you're tuned to Viking football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Seen, or almost clearly seen.
Getting ready to start the second quarter. Lakers have the ball, third down and about 2. And they're at the Viking 23-yard line. Korish leads the Lakers up to the line of scrimmage. Slots to the near side. Korish takes a snap, takes it to the right. He found a hole, drives down to about the 15-yard line. He's not going to quite be there, but he's going to be close. He's at the 16, first and 10.
Yeah, good push by the front four for Turtle Lake.
So first and 10. Turtle Lake in the red zone looking to take a lead. Korish takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking downfield. He's got a receiver and caught in the end zone. I thought it was intercepted, to be honest with you, but it was taken down in the end zone for a touchdown. Receiver was Brandon Wagner. And that puts the Turtle Lake Lakers on top.
Yeah, Wagner just, well, actually, Drew Beekner, I thought he was the one that picked it off. And it slid right through his arms, so right into Wagner's.
So Turtle Lake going for 2. And he's not going to get there. Carrying the ball was Brady Jobe, but he did not get to the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So that makes the score Turtle Lake 12, Vikings 7. And you're tuned to Viking football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
And Hovde. Beekner and Hovde are back deep for the Vikings. And getting ready to kick it off is Isaiah Buck. 11:31 to go. And the kick is coming down. It's deep to Beekner. Takes it about the 10-yard line. He's out across the 20. He's open to the 35-yard line and taken down there. He found a hole and shot through it.
Cam Davis on the tackle for Turtle Lake.
Beekner's getting marked at the 37-yard line or thereabouts. First and 10 for the Vikings. Eli Ralph splitting to the near side with Hovde in the slot on the near side. And they give up the middle. And taking it out near the 40-yard line is Beekner. It's going to be a gain of about 3, 2nd and 7. You know, since the Vikings have thrown the ball a few times this half, I've noticed that Beekner's able to get a little better holes. He's still not getting huge yardage on runs.
Yeah, I think it made the Turtle Lake secondary kind of just back off a little bit, and it's getting Colfax a few extra yards.
Give straight up the middle. Well, there wasn't anything there that time to Beekner.
Yeah, good hit by number 53, Brady Peterson for Turtle Lake.
That's a loss of a couple yards. They're going to mark it on the 38-yard line. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Vikings break the huddle. Again, Ralph and Hovde coming to the near side. Peterson on the wing on the far side. Peterson in motion, and timeout call by the Vikings. I think they were taking a little bit longer than the coach was comfortable with, and so they called a timeout. So with a timeout on the field, it's Turtle Lake 12, Vikings 7. And you're tuned to Viking Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today.
Vikings back at the line of scrimmage. And we had motion by the Vikings.
Ball start. Against Colfax.
Peterson was in motion, but that's not who the flag was called on. It was on the far side of the line somewhere. So it's 3rd and 13. Back at the 34-yard line. Hila in trouble, looking downfield, throws out into the flat to Peterson and overthrew him out of bounds. Probably a smart choice that time by Hila.
Yeah, he was trying to find something downfield, but good coverage by Turtle Lake.
And he was under a lot of pressure right away.
Yeah, Brady Peterson was right in the middle of that one for Turtle Lake.
Hoffman back in punt formation. Back deep for Turtle Lake is Brady Job. About halfway back on the near side is Haig. And the kick is going toward the sideline, stays inbounds, and is going to roll dead at the 37-yard line.
Hopkins kick. Punt. Has no return. It'll be Turtle Lake ball.
So the Lakers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Well, the Vikings have shown they're not afraid to throw the ball. Now they just have to start throwing it on earlier downs than 3rd down.
Right. But that was enough to back Turtle Lake off.
Korish hands the ball off tackle on the right side, and they. Well, he kept it himself and got out to about the 45-yard line, just shy of the 45. 2nd down 4, maybe 3. They send receivers out wide to the right. Haig is in the slot. Korish rides the running back, keeps it himself, turns it upfield, gets it across midfield, and down to the 46-yard line of the Vikings. It's going to be a first down for Turtle Lake. Turtle Lake likes running that read option. He puts the ball in the, Korish puts the ball in the belly of the running back, and then he'll pull it out and keep it himself or hand it off.
Yeah, almost got to have a spy out there for Colfax.
Korish gives it up the middle this time, and penalty flag comes flying in
the backfield.
On the carry that time was Stoll.
But we got a hold on Turtle Lake.
So that's going to set them back a little bit. Takes it back into Turtle Lake territory, back to the 44-yard line. First and 20. Under 8.5 to go. Lakers at the line of scrimmage. Korish riding to the left. He keeps it himself. Comes around the left hand. Stiff arm. Gets it out to about the 40-yard line. They're going to say that Beekner got him out of bounds at about the 42.
Yeah, Matt Docko read it really well. He just couldn't get a hand on the quarterback.
Korish does a nice job with that stiff arm. It's going to bring second down 5. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Lakers 12, Vikings 7. Korish again rides, hands it off that time. And Stoll on the carry got it down to about the 35-yard line. That's enough for a first down. In fact, he's inside the 35. They'll say the 34.
Yeah, good job by Korish to kind of be patient there and let his front four kind of get out in front of him.
He also lets the defense commit one way or the other. And we're going to get a false start on Turtle Lake. Vikings doing a little stunting at the line of scrimmage has Turtle Lake a little bit jumpy. Isaiah Buck into the lineup for the Lakers. Korish in the pistol. Drops straight back. Looks out to the right. He's got a receiver, and he's taken down across the 35, down to the 34. It looks like a first down. That's Brady Jobe on the reception.
Tackled by number 3, Eli Ralph.
Second down and about 9. Korish in the pistol. Receivers are split wide. Korish keeps himself, comes around the near side, turns the corner, keeps his feet, and keeps going down to about the 25-yard line. And that's right where they're going to mark it, at the 25. It's going to bring up third and short.
Yeah, he can hide that ball really well.
Yeah, this is going to be very frustrating for the Vikings, because once they think they've got the play shut down, all of a sudden the ball is going a different direction because Korish waits to the last second. Korish rides again, gives it up the middle. I think this is Stoll again. It is. And he gets it down inside the 20 for a first down. They're at the 19.
Christian Ebert on the tackle for Colfax.
1st and 10 in the red zone. Coming up on 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Korsch waiting for the snap. He rides the man, gives it away. Stoll on the carry. Didn't get much that time, maybe about a yard.
Short game. Second down.
Lakers up to the line. Vikings come on the blitz, and they read that one. Perfectly timed blitz.
Yes, Grant Paulus. He, how do I want to say this? He didn't take any chances. He took the quarterback and the running back.
He wrapped arms about both of them. Loss of a couple. And Turtle Lake, bad snap. Ball gets fallen out by the Vikings. I think that was Grant Paulus again coming through. They saw Paulus coming, and the snap went rolling back towards Korsch, and Paulus just fell on the ball.
Good pressure by Colfax defense.
So the Vikings turn away the Lakers and come up with a turnover. Hovde split wide to the near side. Hoffman in the slot. Hedela looking down, fires it for Hovde, and it's incomplete. Broken up and nearly intercepted by Brody Tarman.
Boys are here playing.
Yeah, dangerous pass there.
Second down 10 for the Vikings. Ladies, just so you're aware, there's a live mic right there. Vikings at the line. Hovde in motion. They pitch it to Hovde going around the far side. He gets to the corner. We have a penalty marker come flying in. That's in the area of holding. Hovde got taken down at about the 30, and it's holding against the Vikings. This could be an interesting decision. Now they're going to mark him. They're going to take him back inside the 20.
Take the yardage instead of the down.
It would have left the Vikings with a third and fairly long. Instead, it's going to be second and about 19. Back at the, about the 18-yard line. Hovde in motion. Give up the middle this time, and not much there. Going to bring up third down. Beekner didn't have anywhere to go that time. Or check that was Hoffman that got up.
I think it was Beekner.
Well, Hoffman got up with the ball. Hedela gets into the huddle with the play. The Vikings come up to the line. Vikings line up in a tight formation, wings on each side, Beekner at the tailback. Quick toss, incomplete. Was intended for Peterson out on the right side.
Might have been tipped.
And it's actually too bad he didn't catch it because the Vikings had cleared out that area. Had Peterson caught it, he'd have been running. Fourth down. And about 23 yards to go. Hoffman back in punt formation. Haig and Job are back deep. There's the kick. It's towards the sideline and goes out of bounds in Viking territory. Let's see where they mark it. It should be somewhere around the 43-yard line, but I'm always off on this. And as usual, I am again.
About the 38.
38. So, Turtle Lake, 1st and 10 at the Viking 38-yard line. Just under 3 minutes to go in the half. Dropping back and throwing it. We have a penalty marker flying in the secondary.
I wonder if that's a defensive hold.
Ball was caught and they're going to call defensive holding against the Vikings. And I always get confused between high school and NFL on this. They add 5 to the end of the play, and I believe it's also an automatic. It is an automatic first down. So they're in at the 28-yard line. Oh, they're saying second. It's first down. There. The score box has it correct now. Lakers at the line. Korish rides the player and keeps it himself, and a penalty marker comes flying in. And it's going to be a hold against Turtle Lake. It's going to move it back to the 38-yard line. 1st and 20. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we have a Viking profile. Today it'll be Christian Ebert on our Viking profile. Korish keeps it himself. Takes it around the near side, loses the ball, and the Vikings fall on it. No, Turtle Lake fell on it.
Wow.
I thought the Vikings were right on top of that ball.
I did too. Number 70, Christian Ebert was laying there.
No,
like
they gave it
it
to the Vikings. That one official pointed the wrong way.
Okay.
We saw it right.
I saw Christian Ebert all curled up.
Around it, yeah. He's at least down by contact at that point. Ralph is split out wide to the near side. And the pitch to Hovde going around the far side. He keeps his feet and gets it out to the 30-yard line. Theo Hovde on the carry. Gain of about 4, 2nd down 6. Under 2 minutes to go. Vikings give it straight up the middle. Nothing there that time for Beekner. And we have
timeout.
A timeout for an injury, I believe.
We got 2 of them down.
The Laker getting up slowly was Vincent Stoll. And a Viking is still down on the field. Maybe if Ben can zoom in a little bit, we can find out who that is. I think it's probably Beekner. My concern was that it was either Beekner or Hovde, but Hovde is on his feet. Well, now he's on a knee. And I'm looking over on the far side. No, I see Beekner over there. This might be Hedela. Yes, it's Zach Hedela sitting up. And that's a good sign.
Yeah, he was at the bottom of the pile.
Gets a little bit of an assist to his feet. And heads gingerly off the field under his own power. But he's got a little hitch in his giddy up there. Third down and about a long 6. And the Vikings call timeout. So with Turtle Lake called the timeout. So with a timeout on the field, you're tuned to Viking football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Back here at Saputo Field in Turtle Lake. And the Lakers are heading back out on the field. Here come the Vikings. Minute 25 to go in the first half. Vikings have the ball, third down 6. Just had the opportunity to stand and stretch my legs there as they asked for veterans to please stand on Veterans or Military Appreciation Night. Hovde under center. And they give the ball up the middle to Beekner. He gets it out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th and short. And another Turtle Lake Laker a little slow getting up.
He'll have to come out for one play. I think he'll be okay, but he has to come out for one play.
So the officials call timeout for that, and we'll take one as well on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Dad, see? Now you know how those dinosaurs became extinct.
I've always wondered.
Vikings at the line, 4th and short. And they move it forward, and officials stop the clock. And let's see where they spot it. This is going to be close.
Grant Cook a little slow to get up.
First down! And you're right, Grant Cook's slow to get up. And we have another injury on the field. Boy, we've had a bunch of those all of a sudden. So we'll take one more timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. As veterans, we can tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. But you've never been interested in easy. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
And Grant Cook went off under his own power. 1st and 10 for the Vikings with about a minute to go, just over a minute remaining in the half. Boy, it's been the longest couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And we're going to have illegal procedure or false start on the Vikings. Looked like Peterson took off a little bit before the snap of the ball. Not early enough to be a man in motion. So it's going to make it 1st and 15. You know, Dan, with a short amount of time left, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Vikings try one deep again.
Yeah, that was like the second play of the game, and they kind of went away from it there. See, they're all in tight, though.
Hedela in under center. Hovde in motion. Or check that. That's Beekner under center. He keeps it himself, gets it out to the 35. Gain of about 4. 2nd and 11. See if they even run another play. Don't forget, Viking profile coming up during halftime. And that's what we're going to have. Score at halftime, Lakers 12, Vikings 7. And we'll have Viking halftime coming up right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney. I'm a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Time now for Viking halftime with this week's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we get to know one of this season's Colfax Viking players. And now Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Christian Ebert. And Christian, you're a senior here at Colfax?
Yep.
Okay, so we know that you play football, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
Currently powerlifting and golf.
Okay, all right. So you kind of like going around chasing that little white ball that leads you all over the place, right?
Yeah, I try to hit it where I want it to go, but...
Well, you probably do a better job of that than I do, because let's put it this way, I get my money's worth on every golf course because I see every inch of it. All right, so when did you start playing football, and what kind of an experience have you had?
I started playing football sophomore year, and so far it's been a positive experience. Every year I've been getting better, the team's been getting better. I've been enjoying it.
All right, and let's keep that going this year. So what's the most important thing that you've learned playing football?
Hard work, value of other people, that you can't accomplish everything by yourself. You have to lean on somebody else at some point.
Okay, now when you're not playing football or you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
Working, in my free time I bowl, or spending time with friends and family.
Okay. All right, some rapid fire questions for you. You know this one's coming. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cookies.
Which kind?
My raspberry cheesecake cookies.
Oh, you're the second one with those. Okay, that seems to be a popular one now. All right, burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Oh, burgers all day.
And what do you want on that burger?
Big fat cheese curd.
Oh, sounds interesting. Yeah, and just gooey enough to make it interesting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Favorite NFL team?
Packers.
And favorite collegiate team?
Wisconsin Badgers.
All right. Now, if you had a superpower, what do you think that might be and why?
Teleportation. I want to go places. I want to explore the world.
Okay. And, of course, if you have the ability to teleport like that, you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So, what's your superhero name?
Probably like Joe Schmo, because you probably wouldn't know I can teleport.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, nobody be able to keep up with you to know.
No.
Okay, so Joe Schmo. Schmo. We were visited by Joe Schmo today, and then he just disappeared. Okay, we're talking with Christian Ebert today on Viking Profile, and Christian, how about a shout out to your family?
I'd like to shout out my mom, Jacqueline Ackerland, and my stepdad, Steve Ackerland, then my dad, James Ebert, and my little sister, Audrey Ebert.
Okay, and when people come to Viking games, what number are you going to be wearing, and where are we going to find you on the field?
So I'll be wearing number 70, and on offense I will be left tackle, and on defense I'll be left defensive end.
All right, we want to thank Christian Ebert for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been tuned to Viking Profile, where we get to know one of this season's Colfax Viking players. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2. Now more Viking Halftime entertainment.
Here's Grandma Florence after that flood wiped out the whole neighborhood. Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today.
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2. Now back to the stadium for second half action.
And we're back here at Turtle Lake High School at Saputo Field. And Dan, one of the most unusual halftimes that we've seen with a fireworks display going on, and that was kind of good.
Yeah, nice music in the background.
For Military Appreciation Game. And we just had a few more fireworks as we're getting ready to start the second half. Let's take a quick review of the scoring plays in the first half. At 8:37 to go in the first quarter for Turtle Lake, Brady Job scored on a 15-yard run to make the score 6-0. Then at 7:03 to go in the first quarter, the Vikings hit on a 64-yard touchdown pass from Zach Hedela to Theo Hovde, and the extra point was good, put the Vikings on top 7-6. Then with 11:31 to go in the second quarter, Turtle Lake scored on a 16-yard pass to Brandon Wagner. The extra point attempt was no good. That pass was nearly intercepted. Went right through the hands of Drew Beekner, and Wagner found it in the end zone, and the score is where it is right now. Turtle Lake 12 and the Vikings 7. Vikings will get the ball to start the second half. Dan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought Colfax defense did a good job in the first half. You know, they really didn't give up much for yardage to Turtle Lake, and I think they just got to kind of pick it up on offense a little bit right now.
Hovde and Beekner are back deep to receive for the for the Vikings, I should say. I'll be curious to see the condition of Zach Hedela if he comes back out. And I'm looking over on the far sideline for him. I don't see him. I'm checking out on the field as well on some of the upbacks, and I don't see him there either.
Yeah, which put Drew Beekner probably at quarterback. But they also have Hovde who can play quarterback.
That's right. So, Hovde and Beekner back deep. And getting ready to kick off for the Turtle Lake Lakers is Isaiah Buck. And we're getting ready to start the third quarter. Buck approaches the ball and kicks it down to be picked up by Hovde back at right near the goal line. He zigs and zags his way out to beyond the 20, about the 21-yard line is where they're going to mark it. And the Vikings will have it there, first down. The officials put the ball down at the 21. Or just beyond the 20. Beekner under center. And I think there was a fumble on the snap. Laker player saying it's theirs. Now a penalty flag comes flying in.
Flag on the field.
And we have a false start against the Vikings. So that moves the ball back to the just outside, the length of the football outside the 15-yard line. So it's 1st and 15. Vikings come up to the line. Peterson goes in motion. And keeping it around the far side is Beekner, and he gets back to near the original line of scrimmage. They're going to mark it right on the 20. So 2nd down and a long 10. They put a man in motion, and taking it straight up the middle is Beekner, and he gets out across the 30 to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they faked the pitch to Hovde, and Turtle Lake kind of bit to the right a little bit there and left the hole.
Yeah, they gave Beekner a hole, and he took advantage of it. 1st down, Vikings at the 35. They come up to the line of scrimmage. Ralph splits out to the near side. Hovde goes to the slot on the near side. Give to Hoffman, coming around the near side. Ankle tackle just across the 35 to about the 36, maybe 37-yard line. Gain of about 2, 2nd and 8.
Walker Korish on the tackle for Turtle Lake.
Just underway in the 3rd quarter. Vikings at the line of scrimmage. Lined up tight. Peterson in motion. Beekner keeps it himself around the near side and taken down at the 45-yard line. That's going to be real close to a 1st down. They put it on the just shy of the line.
Yeah, by the length of a football.
The nose of the ball is tickling the line. Unfortunately, the stick is tickling the other side of the line.
But the width of the line.
3rd down and about 2 inches, if that's the width of the line. Beekner keeps it himself, surges forward. Seems to me we saw the Philadelphia Eagles do that a couple times last night against the Vikings. So now the Vikings are doing it against the Lakers.
Yeah, good job by Grant Cook and Cameron Molina for Colfax.
Beekner picked up about 3, so it's 1st and 10 at the 48. Hoffman and Hovde to the near side. Peterson on wing on this side. Quick pitch to Hoffman, and he got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard. That was Ralph and Hovde to the near side. Hoffman's lined up at tailback. They're going to give him about a yard. 2nd and 9. Hoffman took him a minute to find the handle on the ball.
Yeah, it's probably getting a little dew on it.
Just requires a little extra concentration. .7:38 to go in the third quarter. Hovde in motion. Give to Hoffman, straight up the middle, and he got it to across the 50 down to about the 46-yard line.
Third down.
That's where they're going to mark it. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4. They need to get down to about the 42. Brady Peterson over to the sidelines for the Turtle Lake Lakers. Give up the middle. No. Beekner keeps it himself, gets it down near the 40. That should be enough for a first down, and it is.
Beekner with the carry. Enough for a down of the first variety.
First and 10 for the Vikings at the Turtle Lake 41. Eli Ralph to the near side. And we have a flag and a false start being called on the Vikings.
Yeah, they jumped just a little bit too early.
Moves the ball back to length of the ball outside the 45. First and 15. Vikings up to the line. Ralph to the near side. Orion Nichols split wide to the far side. Peterson goes in motion. They give it straight up the middle to Hoffman. He drives forward down to the 30-yard line. That's going to be just shy of the first down. 14-yard gain by Colton Hoffman. Second and a yard.
Yeah, maybe Colton Hoffman's trying a new role on the team here.
And again, Nichols split out wide to the far side. Ralph to the near side. Give to Hoffman, straight up the middle. He's got the first down. He's across the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. Gain of 3. First and 10 for the Vikings. Beekner brings the Vikings up to the line of scrimmage. Hoffman in at tailback. Hovde gets the pitch, cuts it up, gets met in the backfield, and taken down back at about the 31-yard line.
Vincent Stahl on the tackle for Turtle Lake.
They're going to put it at the 32. So that's second down and about 14. Ralph to the near side. Nichols to the far side. Peterson in motion, gives straight up the middle to Hoffman. He gets it across the 30. And they're going to mark it back at the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be up 3rd and 10. I would say this is 4-down territory for the Vikings.
Yeah. I'd take a shot into the end zone right here.
Hovde in motion. Beekner keeps it himself. He thought about pitching it. They swarm Beekner under outside the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Beekner's wrapped up for a loss. That'll bring up 4th down and long.
4th and about 12, 13. Vikings taking a long time to get this play in. Beekner drops back, looks downfield, throws it over the middle, pass is complete, and taken down at about the 22-yard line. It's not going to be enough for a 1st down. Is Eli Ralph.
Not enough for a 1st down.
And it'll be a
Lakers ball.
Lakers will take over on downs, 1st and 10 at their own 22. Slot receiver over to the far side for the Lakers. And they give up the middle this time, and nothing there for Stoll.
Yeah, big hit by number 3, Eli Ralph.
Short loss.
Just decleated him.
They tried to take it off the right side, and the Vikings were there to meet them. Again, they send Buck and Haig out to the far side, and we have a penalty flag comes in. Encroachment's being called on the Vikings. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 7. Instead of 2nd and 12. Brendan Mule is in. Korish rolls to the far side, looking downfield, throws, and he's got Haig with it, and he steps out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 43. You know, I have to say this, Dan. We'll have to look at it again sometime, but I think Turtle Lake got robbed some yards that time because that pass wasn't complete until he was at the 45.
Tough
but
throw.
I could be wrong. Korish rides and hands it to Stahl, and Stahl gets it across the 45 out just about to midfield. Gain of 6. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 4. Walker Korish again rides the running back and keeps it himself this time around the near side and takes it down across the 35 to about the 33-yard line.
Tackled by Drew Beatner. And it stops the clock.
And we're going to get a false start on Turtle Lake. The right side of the offensive line all took off before the snap of the ball. Makes it 1st and 15.
That should be the last play of the third quarter.
And it is. So we've played 3 quarters, and it's Turtle Lake 12, Vikings 7 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
So we head into the fourth quarter. Walker Korish takes the ball, goes straight up the middle. Flag comes in. And he gained about 4.
Around that area of a hold.
And that's what I believe they called. So they're going to march the ball back to the 49-yard line. That's a 15-yard penalty. No, it's only a 10 because they had 5 before. So it's now 1st and 25. Korish rolling to the near side, looking downfield, throws it, and he threw it behind his intended receiver, who was Brandon Wagner. It's going to bring up 2nd down, 25.
Yeah, again, they found that hole in the Colfax zone, but can't put it together.
So 2nd down, 25 yards to go for Turtle Lake. Lakers at the line of scrimmage. Haggis to the near side. Korish looking out into the flat on the near side, and he's got his receiver taken down at the 44-yard line. Brady Job on the reception. They're going to mark it on the 43-yard line. 3rd down and 19. Lakers up to the line. Haig split wide to the far side. Korish rolling to the far side, looking downfield. He's got his receiver, but taken out of bounds at about the 35 or 36-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 12. Lakers up to the line. And we have a timeout called by the Vikings. So timeout on the field. And the score, the Turtle Lake Lakers 12, Vikings 7. With 10:46 to go, you're tuned to Viking Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining? Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Dr. Bruce Buckley and his staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380.
Looking for a team approach to managing your finances? With over 70 years of experience and 12 locations, Dairy State Bank has built a reputation for helpful customer service and support. While our service ethic is old-fashioned, our products and services are not. We offer a full range of loan programs as well as online banking, mobile deposit, and transaction alerts to fit your busy lifestyle. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Back here at Turtle Lake, Lakers have it 4th and 13 or 4th and 12. Korish rolling to the near side, looking down into the flat. He's got his receiver, and he's taken down at the 28-yard line, and the ball's going to go over on downs to the Vikings. Hey, shout out to the members of the National Guard who are here today for Veterans or Military Appreciation Day. They just brought us lanyards over here, National Guard lanyards. So we got to give them a shout out. Vikings at the line of scrimmage. Nichols to the near side. Ralph to the far side, gives straight up the middle to Hoffman. He's running hard tonight and gets it out across the 30 to about the 33.
Yeah, Colfax had to kind of mix it up when Zach Hedelo went out.
Check that. They marked the ball back at the 31. Second down, 7. Give to Hoffman again. And he is being the hitter, not the hittee on these runs. He's delivering punishment. He got out across the 35 to about the 38. It's going to bring up 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, Colton Hoffman, a north-south runner.
And we see Turtle Lake runners bouncing off backwards when Hoffman hits them. At least in the one-on-one matchups. All right, Vikings at the line of scrimmage. Beekner keeps it himself, drives straight forward, gets it out to the 40-yard line. First down, Vikings.
Beekner keeps.
So 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Give straight up the middle, driving forward is Hoffman, and he got thrown back after he got out to just about the 48 or 43-yard line. Second down, 7. Dan, this game is reminding me a lot of the Turtle Lake Viking game from last season that came down to the last 13 seconds.
Yeah, these two teams match up.
And Beekner kept it himself. They missed the handoff, but Beekner drove straight up the middle. And he got to about the 47. It's going going to bring up third down and a long 2, short 3.
Good job by number 72, Grant Cook, for the Vikings on the push.
It's good to see him back in there. Nichols and Ralph are split wide. Beekner gives it to Hoffman, and it's like a locomotive going into that line. Gets it into Turtle Lake territory. Just by the nose of the football.
Looks like fourth down.
And they're going to say fourth down. I thought he had the first down fairly easily, but evidently not.
Oh, gosh.
I'm surprised he did not measure.
Yeah, it's close.
Again, the nose of the football is touching the near side of the line, and the stick is on the far side. So fourth down and about 2 inches. It's probably the Philly special here. They give it to Hoffman, and he breaks through down to about the 44-yard line. That's a first down.
Good job by number 66, Cameron Molina, to lead the way.
Length of the football inside the 45-yard line. Just under 7 minutes remaining in the game. They give it to Hoffman. That time he ran into a stone wall. And he got maybe a yard, if that. No gain. They're saying it was right at the line of scrimmage. Vikings come up to the line in their tight formation. Peterson in motion. Beekner takes it himself and gets down to about the 41, 42-yard line.
Number 23, Vincent Stoll on the tackle for Turtle Lake.
Third down 7. And again, this will be 4 down territory for the Vikings, so they've got a couple plays here.
Yeah, I don't think you go away from this right now. Just give it to Hoffman.
And your change of pace is having Beekner keep it. And sure enough, they throw it out to the side, and Ralph can't hang on to it. It was right there, too.
Wasn't the greatest pass, but it was catchable.
And Ralph got his hands on it. He just couldn't hang on to it. Fourth down 7. And the Turtle Lake fans are coming alive, and the Vikings call timeout. So a timeout on the field with 5:11 to go in the game. It's Turtle Lake 12, Vikings 7, and you're tuned to Viking football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Colfax High School football action is coming your way on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2. Coming up on Friday, September 22nd, the Colfax Vikings will host the Elmwood Plum City Wolves from Colfax High School. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking Preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, September 22nd, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
It's getting to that time of year again. Time for the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV to present our Halloween Spooktacular 2023. Join us at 7 p.m. on Halloween night by the light of the jack-o'-lantern as we bring you some of the best in Halloween-themed old-time radio programs, including The Life of Riley, Yours Truly Johnny Dollar, Richard Diamond Private Detective, and Suspense. So join me and a friend of mine as we party hardy on our Halloween Spooktacular at 7 p.m. Halloween night on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
And it's 4th down and 7 for the Vikings. And a pitch to the outside, and it's a double pass. Hovde fires it. Touchdown, maybe? No, he's taken down at about the 1. He had a Ryan Nichols. Hovde fired and found him, and is taken down. It looks like they're going to mark it on the 3. 1st and goal for the Vikings at the 3-yard line.
Where did that play come from?
Well, you were just saying how Hovde can play quarterback, and there it was. Vikings at the line of scrimmage. Give to Hoffman, driving forward. He's close. He's down at about the 1-yard line. In fact, it's not even the 1-yard line.
But the nose of the ball.
It's just barely touching that goal line. Vikings looking to take the lead. Vikings at the line. Give to Hoffman. He got met at the line of scrimmage.
I don't think
he did not get in. 3rd and goal.
Yeah, big hit there by number 53, Brady Peterson for Turtle Lake.
This might be time for the Philly special. Vikings at the line. And they try the Philly special. Beekner tries, and he did not get in. Turtle Lake stuffed it at the line of scrimmage.
One more!
Yeah, I'd spread it out for Colfax here and maybe get a few of the guys out of the box for Turtle Lake.
Vikings do have a timeout left. 3:07. Nichols to the near side. Ralph to the far side. Beekner keeps it, and he reaches, and he did not get in.
He reached, but just couldn't get it. Maybe lost a quarter of a yard.
And the ball goes over on downs to the Turtle Lake Lakers. With 2:42 remaining. Turtle Lake comes up to the line of scrimmage, sends 2 receivers out wide to the near side. That's Brendan Mule and Haig, and they take it straight up the middle, gain of a couple yards.
Colfax has 1 timeout. We got a player down.
And the officials call timeout.
You have to come out for 1 play.
That's Paulus, Grant Paulus, with a bit of a hitch in his giddy up as he heads over to the sideline. And the officials say, run the clock. I expect Turtle Lake to keep it on the ground. Walker Korish takes a snap, gives it up the middle, and they pound it out to about the 11, and that's going to be a first down. Under 2 minutes to go. That first down might just to put the nail in the coffin for the Vikings. Receiver split wide to the near side for the Lakers. Korish keeps it himself. Goes to the right, and no gain on the play. And we have a timeout being called.
I do believe it's Colfax.
And with that timeout, we'll take one too. Lakers 12, Vikings 7, a minute 31 to go, and you're tuned to Viking Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Well, we're back here at Turtle Lake. Minute 31 to go. Vikings are now out of timeouts. Second down, 10 for the Lakers. Korish keeps it himself, gets met at the line of scrimmage. Vikings also not just tackling, but they're trying to strip the ball loose. Third down.
Yeah, there's not going to be much time left on the clock,
if any. Brendan Mule coming into the line, up for Turtle Lake. They come up to the line of scrimmage. Brendan Mule and Haig coming out to the near side. Korish keeps it himself, gets chased to the far side. He's loose, and he's on the run, and he's going to take it to the house. Walker Korish. With an 89-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, just found a opening. He kept drawing the play out east-west and finally found that opening to take it out to the house. .29 seconds left.
So, to attempt the extra point will be Isaiah Buck. The snap, the place, the kick, and that's no good. So the score, Turtle Lake 18 and the Vikings 7. And we'll be back with the kickoff right after this timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. What? My. Oh.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected?
Here we go!
Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready. Because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike, or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
29 seconds remaining. Do Hovde or Beekner have one in them? A return to the house.
An onside kick.
It's going to be tough. Here's Buck's kick, and it's a squib kick picked up by Peterson, and he's taken down at the 35-yard line. And it'll be first 10 for the Vikings at that point.
25 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, you might as well take a shot now.
They're going to mark it on the 36. 25 seconds remaining. Boy, that's got to be very frustrating for the Vikings, coming oh so close and then having it turn around like that. They're up to the line of scrimmage. Hoffman looking to throw, left-handed throw, and taken down, and a penalty marker comes flying.
Yeah, it might be a targeting.
The pass was complete to Ralph from Hoffman,
which stops the clock.
18 seconds remaining. Personal foul, targeting, and that's going to put another 15 yards on. So inside the 40-yard line of Turtle Lake, 18 seconds remaining. Vikings up to the line. Nichols to the near side. Ralph to the far side. Hovde in motion. Pitch to Hovde. It bounces once. He tries to throw it, and it's taken down back at the 45-yard line. And that's going to do it. Final score in this one, Turtle Lake Lakers 18 and the Vikings 7. We'll be back with Viking postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2 right after this.
Colfax Viking Football, live on NLWN 2. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with Colfax High School, and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in part or in whole without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Post Game.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Time now for Viking Postgame with a look back at today's Colfax Viking football game. And now, back out to the stadium and Viking Postgame.
And we're back here at Turtle Lake High School, where a sizable fireworks display just concluded. And, well, evidently it hadn't concluded. Vikings come up on the short end of tonight's game by a score of 18-7. But, Dan, I got to say, Vikings don't have anything to hang their heads about tonight.
Yeah, I thought their defense played really well tonight. I was glad to see that they kind of opened up the playbook a little bit, and we got to see some different things this week, which were actually successful. And, so even though they got a loss, I think they kind of put something together this week, and we'll see what happens next week.
So, running through the scoring of tonight's game, this game got started off in the first quarter with the Turtle Lake Lakers scoring when, Brady Job, there was his name, scored on a 15-yard run with 8:37 to go in the first quarter. Then, also in the first quarter with 7:03 remaining, the Vikings answered that with a 64-yard touchdown pass from Zach Hedela to Theo Hovde. Vikings kicked the extra point and took a 7-6 lead. Then with 11:31 to go in the first half, Turtle Lake scored on a 16-yard pass to Brandon Wagner from Walker Korish, went right through the hands of Drew Beekner and into Wagner's hands in the end zone, and that put Turtle Lake on top 12-7. And that's where it stayed until late in the fourth quarter. Vikings drove down the field, completed a pass to Orion Nichols, who was taken down at about the 3-yard line. Vikings drove it down to the ball, tickling the goal line, but could not get it across, turned it over on downs, and then just a few plays later, with 29 seconds remaining, Walker Korish took the ball 89 yards for a touchdown, making the final score Turtle Lake 18 and the Vikings 7. Dan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Colfax has something to build on for next week. And for the most part, they came out unscathed in injuries. Maybe a couple guys got a little banged up, but nothing really too serious. And, they definitely got something to build off now for next week.
And it is Military Appreciation Night here at Turtle Lake, which is, I believe, why we're having the fireworks display. And which is always a fun thing to have go on here. Kind of a special night to be here. And good job, Ben, for getting in on those. So I want to remind you that there's a number of things coming up this next week at Colfax High School. And that includes the cross-country teams. Tomorrow, the girls' cross-country team is going to run in the 8-team Boyceville Invitational starting at 10 a.m. Then on Tuesday, the boys and girls cross-country teams will be running in the 22-team Invitational meet at Whispering Pines Golf Course in Cadott. That starts at 4:15. Then on Thursday, they will compete in the 23-team Rolling Hills Invitational at Rolling Hills Golf Course in Durand. The volleyball team is in action on Tuesday the 19th when they will play host to the Spring Valley Cardinals beginning at 7 p.m. Then on Thursday, the Vikings will travel to Clear Lake to take on the Clear Lake Warriors. The Colfax Elk Mound golf team, girls golf team, will travel to the Osseo Golf Club to take on Bloomer, Mondovi, Osseo Fairchild, Stanley Boyd. Action tees off at 4 p.m. in Osseo. I think you've got some stories that we can't relate on the radio on the air here about your adventures at Osseo.
That's going to be my book.
Okay. And then on Tuesday, they travel to the Valley Golf Course in Mondovi to take on Bloomer, Osseo Fairchild, and Stanley Boyd and Mondovi. The girls' conference golf tournament will be held on Thursday the 21st at the Lake Hallie Golf Club, teeing off at 9 a.m. Don't forget to join us on NLWN 2 for Colfax High School football next Friday, as the Vikings will host the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. And our coverage begins with Viking preview at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play action. And tonight's game is going to give Elmwood Plum City plenty to have to think about when they try to figure out how they're going to take on the Vikings. Tonight's Colfax High School football game is brought to you by the Colfax Animal Hospital. Let Dr. Buckley and his friendly staff take care of your pet. C&K Construction, your concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley. Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for Western Wisconsin. Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. And Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food, the way Mom used to make it. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Vikings football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV, or NLWN 2. That's the only time I've done that tonight, Dan. So, once again for Dan Petchow and Ben Ryder, this is Rick Olson. That final score once again, Turtle Lake Lakers 18 and the Vikings 7. You've been tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
You've been tuned to Viking Postgame with a look back at today's Colfax Viking football game. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN2, along with Colfax High School. Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule at www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com.